to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It was supposed to be the happiest day for their daughter. The kind of day parents plan for weeks, balloons floating across the ceiling, cakes layered in glitter and icing, friends and family gathering to celebrate innocence and joy. Every detail had been curated for that picture-perfect birthday. But what unfolded at that party stunned every guest in attendance, and when the live stream hit social media, it shocked the entire internet. Right there, in front of children, parents, cameras, and cake, Teyana Taylor lost complete control. Her emotions exploded in real time, and the words that rang through the venue, "You ruined my life," were louder than the music, louder than the celebration, and impossible to ignore. The tension didn't come out of nowhere. Reports claim that for weeks leading up to the party, Teyana had been unusually distant and emotionally drained. Close friends whispered that she was dreading Iman's attendance and didn't want him there at all. But Iman showed up anyway, late, as always, and with a shocking twist, he brought a woman. Not just any woman either. Sources say it's the same woman rumored to have been involved with him during the time he and Teyana were supposedly working things out. The moment Teyana laid eyes on her, party guests say her entire vibe changed. Though she smiled and stayed composed for her daughter's sake, those who know her say her silence wasn't peace, it was pressure waiting to burst. Things might have remained civil if Iman had simply stayed quiet. But then he grabbed the mic. In a sudden, uninvited speech, he started talking about family, doing better, and growth. The words didn't land the way he probably thought they would. And then, right in the middle of his speech, Teyana stood up. She didn't just interrupt him, she dismantled the entire illusion. Her voice cracked through the speakers, shouting, "You ruined my life." The room fell silent. Some guests instinctively pulled out their phones, capturing the moment. Others looked down, not knowing where to look. But Teyana wasn't done. "Don't pretend to be a good dad now," she shouted again, louder, as gasps echoed through the room. What made it worse was that someone had been live streaming the event. Within minutes, the clip was uploaded to TikTok and X, spreading like wildfire. Users rushed to comment. Some defended her breakdown, saying, "She's been silent for too long, this was bound to happen." Others focused on Iman's stunned reaction, calling it the face of guilt. But perhaps the most viral moment of all? The smirk. The woman Iman brought was caught on camera smiling faintly as Teyana shouted. That one expression, seen by millions, was enough to send Teyana into an even deeper rage. Without hesitation, Teyana stormed toward the woman. Her voice sharp, furious, and trembling, she demanded, "You think this is a joke?" The room tensed. "This is my daughter's day, not your PR stunt," she snapped. Security quickly intervened, trying to defuse the situation, but the damage was already done. Iman didn't help. He muttered under his breath, "This is why we're not together," and that comment triggered another explosion. Teyana turned to him, eyes locked, and screamed, "You cheated. You lied. You left us broken." The noise, the yelling, the raw emotions, all of it overwhelmed the children present. Several began crying, and what had once been a joyful celebration became a room full of chaos and confusion. Behind the scenes, the situation is even more complicated than anyone imagined. Shocking new revelations are coming to light, with sources close to the situation beginning to speak out. One insider, reportedly someone close to Teyana's family, claims that Iman was never officially invited to the event. According to them, his arrival was completely unannounced. He showed up on his own accord, fully aware that his presence could stir up conflict. It wasn't just a surprise, it felt intentional. People are now beginning to question his motives. Some even believe he chose to arrive at the exact moment he did for a very specific reason, to clash with another guest, none other than actor Aaron Pierre. Yes, that's right. Rumors are swirling that Iman knew Aaron was expected to be there and wanted to make a scene. The speculation is growing. Was it jealousy? Was it an act of sabotage? Or was it a calculated power play meant to rattle everyone involved? A now deleted Instagram story from one of Teyana's cousins summed it up in a single line: "She held back longer than anyone should." That post alone attracted over 300,000 views within the first hour before disappearing without explanation. But the damage, or perhaps the truth, was already out there. Screenshots circulated almost instantly, spreading like wildfire across social media. Fans began dissecting every word, every moment, every possible implication. The sentiment was clear: something deeper, something darker had been simmering for a long time, and this event just brought it to the surface, though Aaron Pierre wasn't visibly seen when the initial drama unfolded. His name remains heavily attached to the incident. Conflicting reports have emerged. Some say Aaron skipped the event altogether to avoid being caught in the tension he likely anticipated. Others claim he showed up later, quietly and without fanfare, and was the one who comforted Teyana in private once everything had blown over. He hasn't made any public statements, and his silence is starting to speak louder than words. Insiders suggest that behind closed doors, he's furious, not just at what happened, but at how Iman's sudden appearance once again dragged him into a situation he deliberately tried to avoid. People who know Aaron say he's angry that the day was hijacked, angry that his name is being entangled in yet another chapter of drama he had nothing to do with. But the fact that he hasn't spoken out publicly is winning him quiet praise online. His restraint is being interpreted as maturity, even nobility. "He's choosing peace over noise," one fan commented. "He doesn't need to say anything. His silence is its own statement." That sentiment is being echoed widely, with many admiring how he's handling things out of the spotlight. Unfortunately, the night didn't end peacefully. Reports from those at the venue suggest that staff had to step in. Multiple sources confirm that Iman was quietly but firmly asked to leave by management. They did their best to avoid escalation, but by then, the tension was undeniable. Before exiting, witnesses say Iman leaned in close to Teyana and whispered something under his breath. The words were chilling: "You'll regret this." At first, only those in the immediate vicinity heard it, but within hours, a phone recording surfaced online. Someone had captured the moment, and it quickly went viral. The internet reaction was immediate and intense. Thousands of comments poured in, many calling his words manipulative and threatening. "That man is toxic on a whole different level," one tweet read, an opinion that echoed the growing consensus among fans. It wasn't just the words themselves, it was the context, the timing, the fact that he said it so quietly, almost as if he knew it would cut deeper that way. That single moment has become symbolic of the emotional turmoil that's been brewing behind the scenes for far too long, and now, in the aftermath of the public spectacle, things are moving toward legal territory. According to sources with connections to tabloid outlets, Teyana is seriously considering filing a restraining order against Iman. This isn't just about her, it's about protecting her daughter from further emotional and public distress. The whispers are growing louder, and names of attorneys are already being tossed around in online gossip columns. There's a sense that what once might have been kept private is now out in the open, and it's not going back behind closed doors. The possibility of legal consequences is very real now. Sources suggest that custody discussions have once again been placed back on the table. And this time, it seems Teyana's legal team is not interested in negotiation or appeasement. They're preparing for a battle. They're ready to go the distance, not just to protect Teyana's rights as a mother, but to ensure that boundaries are enforced and respected moving forward. If Iman thought his sudden appearance would give him some kind of emotional or symbolic upper hand, the backlash he's facing suggests otherwise. There's a growing public awareness of the emotional damage caused by uninvited confrontations like these. Fans and followers who once may have viewed the relationship through a lens of romantic nostalgia are now reevaluating everything. The idea of someone showing up uninvited, whispering threats, and leaving behind emotional wreckage isn't being dismissed as a drama anymore, it's being called out for what it is. Manipulative. Controlling. Unacceptable. In all of this, the most striking aspect may be how the public is rallying around Teyana. Where once the story may have been viewed as a celebrity spat or a typical breakup saga, it's now being seen through the lens of emotional well-being and personal safety. The narrative has shifted. It's no longer just about who said what, it's about who is being protected, and who continues to push boundaries that should never be crossed. As legal teams prepare, and as more whispers turn into statements, one thing is clear: this story isn't over. And if early reactions are any indication, public sympathy lies squarely with the woman who, as her cousin so rightly put it, held back longer than anyone ever should have. The internet, of course, has taken sides. Team Teyana began trending within hours of the video going viral. Comments like "she deserves peace" and "she protected her daughter the best she could" are flooding every platform. Others, however, believe both parents are in the wrong and need therapy more than they need cameras. Even celebrity friends are weighing in, quietly. Some have liked subtle, shady posts defending Teyana. Others have unfollowed Iman without explanation. It's clear, this isn't just a family fight anymore. It's a celebrity meltdown that has everyone watching, and now the big question: what happens next? Will this lead to an official lawsuit, a new custody agreement, or a televised apology from one or both sides? Or will this be the moment that ends any chance at peaceful co-parenting for good? One thing is certain: this is not over. Receipts are leaking. Fans are investigating. Media outlets are digging deeper. Everyone's watching. Teyana's voice, raw and furious, screaming "you ruined my life," has become an unexpected cultural moment. The clip is being remixed, analyzed, memed, and debated everywhere. But beyond the drama and headlines, what we witnessed was something heartbreakingly human: a woman pushed to her edge in front of the world. Whether this moment marks a breakdown or a breakthrough for Teyana remains to be seen. But stay tuned, because whatever comes next will shake the internet all over again.